Jehovah's passion for life. We just supported his team that be bringing them life.
Welcome to the Blessed Beatz Show. My name is Marcus Sullivan. Got the crew with me.
It's Zeta Michelle, the New Orleans Cajun Spice.
I'm in the building, gifted. Yeah.
All right. Before I even get into the intro of this, I don't really get geeked a lot.
Come on, man.
You geeked?
I'm geeked about this one. I've been
man.
waiting on this one
see the geek
for a
on-
long
the geek on
time.
your face.
In the studio, if you wanted to ever go to HBCU, you wanted to go to college period, you might have grew up watching this show called A Different World.
Yeah.
Huh.
And all of us know the thing. We're not going to sing the theme song. But in the building, Charnele Brown, a.k.a. Miss Kimberly Reese. Yeah. I'm excited. How are you today?
I am alive. It's all good.
All right. I want to start with who you are today. What do you have going on and how you're in Houston, Texas?
Man, God sent me here.
Okay.
I truly believe this is the next entertainment sect. I keep saying it over and over again. I know it's going to happen because he said so.
Yeah.
I have an acting school here, 7-year-old on up. Wonderful scene study,
Yeah.
beginners class, and serious people that want to come and really work. I
Yeah.
don't want you to be there with me.
Right.
You know, forever in a day. I want
Yeah.
you to go out there and fly and get work. And so we teach technique, because I know people are coming here and I want them to compete. And I really believe that Houston has great talent. Matter of
Right.
fact, I'm going to say they have some of the best talent.
Yeah.
It's the best kept secret.
Houston is, yes. Yeah. But I mean, again, it's what, fourth largest city in the country, so we
Yes.
should be.
You should be.
Yeah, it should be.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
Jim.
What's the name of your acting school?
The Charnele Brown Acting School.
Okay, cool. You want to give the address? Go-
Actually, yeah, it's 507 North Sam Houston Parkway.
Okay.
On the north side.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just asking a question.
You geek too. She geek too.
Listen, so I know a lot of people just basically think that they can stand in front of camera, you know, and just start acting because, you know, I was one of those people. I did a little something back in the day, you know what I mean? So, you know, lady just threw me out there. She was like, you got personality, you got character and all that. Go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not that easy.
No. I always tell people that God has to give you that talent. I can only enhance what you have.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't teach you how to act. It has to be that your purpose.
So how'd you get into acting?
Actually, since I was in second grade,
Okay.
a little story. I'm dating myself, but I don't know if you guys remember Lassie.
I remember Lassie. Yeah. I
Lassie
remember
was
Lassie.
bomb.
We just saw Lassie earlier
I love
today.
Lassie.
Yeah, we did see a dog look like Lassie today. Yeah.
And I was watching on TV, and Lassie usually comes back at the end of the 2-3 minutes, but he came back a little later.
Okay.
And I started crying because I thought Lassie was dead.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, I can make myself cry by looking at something.
Wow.
Or feeling something. Didn't know that was technique back then. So what did I do?
Wow.
I went to school,
Okay.
and we used to go to the duck pond on
Okay.
Fridays. We used to go to the duck pond, and I started remembering Lassie, and I started crying. And the teacher came up to me, and the kids came up to me, and I was just boo-hooing. What I didn't realize that you had to follow through. And so I was like, so what's wrong? I was like, my brother. I was like, what's wrong with your brother? My brother died in the pond. I have no brothers. I have one sister.
Okay.
So what's the see? Okay, so let's go back to Glory.
Yeah.
Denzel
With the one tear.
met
With the one tear,
yes.
baby.
Explain that. So that's a technique.
That's a technique.
Wow.
It's a technique.
Wait, one tier is a technique?
You can get that. Yeah.
I'm going home and
Yeah.
practice.
All right,
It's a
so
technique.
originally you're from,
East Hampton, Long Island, New York.
okay, and you said second grade,
Second grade.
and when did it become professional for you?
After college.
Okay.
You know, I Serafina on Broadway. A lot of people didn't know I was in that.
And your
You know?
family was all, she's going to be an actress.
You were actually like the first black.
I was.
I remember reading
Yeah.
that somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What was it though?
Serafina.
No, the first black. You were the first black cast member.
Cast member.
Come on, man, let's give it up.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I had it's a little story. What's the lady's name from Good Times? The mother.
Florida
Florida
Evans,
Evans.
yes.
She came to see it, and you know everybody has a misconception that in Africa everybody's dark skinned, and majority of Serafina was light.
Yeah.
And so I was the darkest, and so she came up to me afterwards and said, "I really enjoyed your show." I was like, "Oh my God, you're making Good Times!" I freaked
Florida
her out.
Evans. Yeah.
I freaked
Absolutely.
that lady out.
That is the mother of all.
Oh,
black
that
actresses
was all.
right there.
Rest in
Okay.
peace.
mother.
Rest in peace.
That's
Rest
the
in
mother.
peace.
Absolutely. Back then, college, young actress, was your career already on the up and up, or you struggling, and then it happened?
Oh, struggling. I mean, you struggle. But also, too, that's my love. That was my purpose. So I didn't consider it struggling.
Okay.
It was just something that I had to do and I love to do. Because I always tell people.
Kind of like where we are today.
If you love it, do it. If no money, God will provide. And he always does.
Absolutely.
But this was my purpose.
Yeah.
And so I enjoyed the journey. It was hard. It's real hard.
See, that's what a lot of people don't understand either, because I had an opportunity to either work in, at the time, because I've been a housewife for forever. Thank God for a working husband.
Thank God.
I've been a housewife for forever. And then finally, when I started to step out and do different things, I had an opportunity to go into a hair store and sell hair and get paid like a really good amount of money. Or I had an opportunity to go into the gym and work at something that I was really passionate about. The hair store was going to give me a flat salary, a stipend for gas and all this other stuff, whereas the gym was only going to give me $25 an hour, and I was only working an hour or two a week.
Yes.
So I called up my bishop at the time, and I was like, what should I do? He says, either chase your passion,
Boom.
and the check is going to chase you.
There you go.
It's the best decision that I've ever made.
That's what I'm talking about.
I fell in love with fitness, and I've grown so much.
And you look phenomenal. Ladies.
Thank you.
So,
She looks beautiful.
different world.
Yes.
The first time you even heard about it. Go ahead, sing it, G.
Don't do it.
From where you come. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the first time you even heard of a different world. Tell us about that moment.
I wasn't into TV. I wanted to be a Broadway baby.
Wow.
And I'm a Broadway kid. I mean, I'm a theater baby.
Okay.
And so now we were on our way to South Africa to do Serafina tour. I was like, I'm going back to the motherland.
Yeah.
It was amazing, right? And this came up.
Okay.
And then I went, and I was like, no big deal. I did not push. I didn't say I didn't care.
But it was the first of its kind. Like,
I know, but I didn't. We didn't. It was theater. We were theater.
Okay.
I mean, and God had another thing for me.
Okay.
But when I got there, I realized there was a lot of people better than me. A lot of women that were fierce.
Yeah.
And I said, well, thank you for the experience. I'm going to go to South Africa.
Yeah.
And then I got it.
You remember? Did you audition for Kimberly Reese?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You remember anybody else that was going for that role?
I remember a lot. I don't the names. I'm really
don't remember. Okay.
But I knew they were good.
Okay.
And I heard them. And when I went into the audition, each time I would hear this white man, just and it pissed me off. I don't know why it pissed me off, but every time, and I said, I'm not funny. Why are you laughing? And each time I got angrier and angrier with my words.
Yeah.
It turned out it was Brandon Tartikoff from NBC.
Oh wow. Wow.
That's God.
Okay, you're right. All right, so you get the role. The show comes on. You got at the time, unknown actresses,
That's
actors.
right.
Nobody is a star at this moment, right?
Yeah, nobody.
Was Bill Cosby the producer?
Something? It's so weird. He was the producer, but we never saw him. So it's so weird that it's a separation.
Right.
Because
we all thought it was a spinoff of Cosby
It's a
Show.
spinoff with Denise.
Right, exactly.
But then Denise, wanted to do other things.
Right.
And then it became something else. So nobody really equates us. It's really weird.
So how did the industry take the new sitcom, A Different World, HBCU, black kids?
Oh, they didn't think we were going to make it.
Right.
Oh, no.
You fooled them.
Wow.
They didn't think we were going to make it.
And
that's Debbie Allen.
What about I know, right? Shout out to Debbie Allen. And she lives here too, right?
Yeah. Oh, she's from here.
She's from here. That's what that is. What about the culture? African American culture. It just.
Yeah.
I might have been in the 5th grade. I wanted to flip up glasses. All that.
Yeah.
But I think that what our niche was, and people understand that our demographics, which is scary, were Midwest white people. That's who.
Really?
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think the key was we were human beings who happened to be black.
Okay.
As opposed to being black. I look in the mirror every day. I don't have to remind anybody that I'm black.
Right.
But we tend to do that. And it's very, it's very intimidating sometimes because white people do it to us. It's intimidating sometimes when I watch them. It's like, look at Trump. He scares me.
Yeah.
It's very intimidating. But I think that we were human beings who happen to be black. That means that anybody can come in another culture.
Yeah.
And be there. We're just trying to survive and try to graduate.
Right. True. Very true. Do me a favor. Take us back to the Different World days. Talk about some of the classic episodes that everybody remembers. Where were you? Where was your mind?
Oh, man.
The rape, the episode,
rape
or the
episode,
the,
the
Black
AIDS,
History Month, the
AIDS
HIV
Diet
episode.
pill episode, addicted to diet pills or something like that.
I know we were on no dose. But I think the thing is we have a lot of them.
What stands out? What
stands out to me? It's a lot. I like the Mammy Dearest show.
Yeah, it's a great show.
That
Yeah.
was an interesting. When we had table
you had a
read.
great monologue in that one.
It was amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, I have a story behind this. I mean, this Mammy and everything, and everybody was very upset that we were doing something like this, and it had to be the dark skinned one. But
Yeah.
I grew up, where my mom and dad taught me that I was a queen, so I didn't trip.
Yeah.
I didn't know that harm. I didn't know it, and so they were looking at me like, "Why is she so cool?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm an actress. I'm just do this Mammy thing.
Right.
But Jasmine explained to me, and she told me that when she was younger, she was being harassed because she was light skinned.
Jasmine Guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they would pull her hair and all this stuff. I was like, what?
Wow.
Because I lived in another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know it, and so through her is when I channeled. What happens when people look at you a different way because of the color of your skin.
But see, there is always that dark girl story.
I know.
But you never know that in between story where there's not only the girl that has that like Wendy Williams would call it the swirl.
Oh, the swirl.
The swirl.
The swirl.
Also the darker woman. You know what I mean? Darker women tend to always have that hair texture, skin tone conversation where you fit in, where you don't fit in. And whereas the darker women will look at the lighter women and think they got it all together.
Yeah.
Life is just so easy for you because you have this shade
You
of
have no
skin.
idea. Everybody has it bad. That Willie Lynch just really messed us up.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we're all, it's amazing that I don't feel that. I don't get that pressure. Because also too, I mean, we're coming from the earth. It was us first.
Yeah.
Do your research and know who you are.
Come on.
And then you can, you step high.
My black is
realize
beautiful.
who you are. My black is beautiful.
Yeah. So, question: when you coming from that era of TV today, because you have acting school,
Yes.
and you have such strong convictions. You can tell this in your conversation. How do you translate what are we seeing? Of course, I'm painting with a broad generalization right now.
Okay.
But just a broad generalization, we see the representation of us
It's deep.
on
Wow,
TV.
good.
That's
Yeah.
a good question. That's deep because I don't know, for some odd reason, I always say that God is coming soon, Revelations, because
Yeah.
everything's switched.
Yeah.
Because now we have the entertainment industry that's guiding us.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the opposite.
Yeah. Reality shows.
So reality shows.
Yeah.
I mean, you
about to
had,
say that.
Kanye, bless his heart, but
Yeah.
people are actually following him. And I was like, why are you following him?
Yeah.
He's an artist.
Right.
But it's something different now.
Okay.
But I tell my students, you have to know that you're good to come into this industry, especially if you're a child of God, because let's get real. The industry is the devil.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
You have, you got the devil coming. He's the beautiful person came down. He's it. So we're going through and we're tunneling through.
Right.
So you got to be prayed up, girded up,
Yeah.
and know that you're good.
Yeah.
And then know your purpose, because you're going to get what God has for you.
Absolutely.
You may go down different paths, but eventually you will get there.
Yeah.
And so you have to keep in your mind what God promised you.
Here's a question. You've always been spiritually sound?
My
you?
mom's a preacher. My mom's a minister.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So
And I
so
have
it's in
13
you.
aunts and uncles, and 11 of them were ministers.
You just
wow.
said this.
Bloodline.
It's in the bloodline.
You just said the industry is the devil.
Yes.
You grew up with this Holy Spirit inside of you.
Yes.
How difficult was it for you?
It was difficult.
Yeah.
Because actually, my grandparents and everybody, they prayed for me. It was like a circle around me. I didn't know it at the time. But then my grandmother told me before I was on a different world, and she said, now it's time for you
Yeah.
to pray. I'm like, what? We're going great. Why are we stopping this?
Right.
And all of a sudden it became
don't
about
fix
me.
it.
Then everything hit me.
Yeah.
And I found myself, in the dressing room reading scriptures. Didn't know what I was reading.
Yeah.
Just reading.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know because it's a lot of politics.
Right.
A lot of politics. And you can get swept up easy.
Yeah.
How did life change for you at the height of a different world when it was the Thursday night. Well, y'all not from Texas anyway. In Tennessee, it was Thursday nights.
I think it was Thursday.
Oh, it might okay.
Maybe Fridays.
It was Thursdays because I couldn't wait to go to school on Friday with my overall joint. It was Thursdays.
Thursdays. Yeah. When it went off and all that stuff, I can't tell you the day.
But when it was at its height, how did life change for you? Because you go from Charnele Brown to Kimberly Reese. When you step out, you're a star now.
But you know something? We didn't have social media back then, so we were cool.
Okay.
Right.
We went where we wanted to go.
Yeah.
We did what we wanted to do. And also, we know each other's houses. It was really, really cool. But we didn't have these cameras
everywhere
24/7 around you.
Yeah.
And thank God. I'm going to keep it real. God is good.
A lot of people got in trouble.
So as it relates to, I know you have the school and you have your students and, everything. Not just the acting side of it, leaving outside of it, do you provide them with information as it relates to not just the casting calls, but going into the business side of it?
Yeah.
Because as an artist, that that did music and do music, I see now I have a girl I mentor in New Orleans, and she does a lot of things in the realm of music, but there are those people that want to capitalize on your gift. And I always say my gift don't come in a mini skirt with fishnet stockings and some high heel shoes. You're just not going to pimp it.
There you go.
So as it relates to the information, you give them that information going out.
I give them the information. And what I do is I don't promise them, because that whole thing that they do that, if you take my classes, I'll promise you I'll get you to LA. I don't do that.
Okay.
My only thing is I teach you technique. If God brings something to me that I think is good for you, then I will pass it on. But I understand what you're saying. I always tell people, don't believe the hype. If you have to pay an agent, buy.
Thank you.
If you have to pay a manager, buy.
Right.
Because they're working for you.
Right.
And you're absolutely right. It's 10% show and 90% business. People don't understand. 90% is keeping there and staying there.
Yeah, say that again. Say that again.
90% business, 10% show.
You have a lot of these pop-up shops in the mall.
Oh, yes.
Pay us. We want your daughter to come. And, I fell for a few of those.
Of course.
Because you want to do what your kids want you to do.
Exactly.
So my baby girl says, I want to be on Disney. And then
I was just about to say, Disney's a ripoff.
You know what I mean?
It's not even Disney.
Look,
wow.
I go there, I sit there for 3 hours.
Yep.
She get up, she read a little serial line or something.
Yeah.
They take a few headshots. They give, bring your headshots. We bring the pictures in. And then you get a phone call that say, okay, it's going to be $500 for us to do this. And I'm like, baby girl, you ain't
no, that's not
well, actually, a lady in Beaumont paid $3,000. And she called me and said, you think this is right? I said, no.
Wow.
This is not right. She said, well, I'm going to keep it real. You have two ice houses, and one white people have one black.
Yeah.
The ice is always colder in the white ice house, but the same ice.
Yeah.
Here, okay,
So she paid that $3,000 and she's in debt.
In 2018, you with me? In 2018, how mandatory is it for people to say, I want to be a star, I need to go to New York and LA?
It's not mandatory anymore. Being that it's social media, you can, look at the Castry girl outside. She's a star. You could be, actually, anybody can do it now. It all depends on, the environment. Because right now, we're crazy. So anything goes. Social media.
So being an OG in the game, you see how to go here with it, right? Being an OG in the game, how do you feel about, the Insta fame person who blows up with a viral video now getting casted in stuff?
I know. I look at it this way. I know it always comes around. If you really think about it, it's sensationalism now.
Okay.
But people are getting bored, and it always goes around. So I always tell people, just be ready. Because it's going to hit again when people want value.
Yeah.
Because we're getting to that. Because right now, look, I keep saying Trump. He's a good thing. I'm going to tell you why. Because he's bringing people. No, not he's good for us because we're recognizing who we are as a people, and we have to come together.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I really believe that God put that crazy man in office, so we can stay.
Appreciate the value of what's real.
That's really good.
It's like, wait a minute.
That's really good. I'm going to say that soundbite for this is going to be crazy. No,
Charnele said.
Trump is
good. Picture right next to Kanye.
We were talking.
It's spreading.
Listen, we were talking earlier today, and you had the question about Cosby.
Oh yes. So coming because I struggle
Me too.
with Bill Cosby
Me too.
and Heathcliff.
Yep.
I
know.
can't say anything
just say
about
You can't separate the two.
I feel like, okay, if he's wrong, he needs to be punished.
That's right.
But
That's right.
leave Heathcliff alone.
That's what I say. I think
Why do we have to
he
crush
did
the
such a
legacy?
great job, and I don't, because I still love him. I pray for him.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you did wrong, but you did wrong. Let's
Right.
keep it real.
Right.
But the thing is this: you cannot forget all the things that he's done.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I don't understand, with the white culture, they wrap their arms around their people. I
Right.
mean, look at Robert Downey Jr. I mean, he
Absolutely.
didn't rape, but this man was crazy.
He did a lot.
Oh my
And
God!
then he bounced back with.
He bounced
yeah.
back, and we
He's
loved
Iron
him.
Man.
Yeah, he's Iron Man.
He's
now.
Iron Man
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But I think it's with Bill, we're not saying what you did was right.
Right.
But we still love you for what you've done for us.
Absolutely.
Especially for the culture.
And it was a lot
Especially
for
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 the
a
culture.
lot of us,
A lot
nobody saw
contributed
a
to the culture.
positive black family. I mean, before that, it was good times.
Good
but
times,
they were
yeah.
on the struggle bus.
Yeah.
Right.
The Cosby came. Dad's a doctor, mom's a lawyer,
Yeah,
kids are.
yeah.
Right.
And that's he's an actor.
Right.
What he did behind closed doors is none of our business. Now it is
Right.
because he messed
Yeah.
up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
But
right, right.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to, I thank God for Huxtable.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's learning for the kids to learn something new besides being in the jungle and good times.
Right, right.
I mean, it's good to
Yeah.
do that.
So-
But I feel for the women. I feel for them. I feel for him. It's a no win.
Yeah. No win for nobody.
No win.
It's just a
No
sad
win.
it's a sad situation
Yeah.
overall.
It's a no-win.
To see like you said, everything just kind of like just taken away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good that he did.
The good
opposed
that he
to-
did.
Yeah.
And for our
But,
culture.
but that's people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
Obviously, people gonna talk when you're doing good. They talk
But
when
I,
you're doing
but I
bad.
have
They
to,
blowing it up.
but I have to say too, everybody took off the plaques and stuff. Give him back his money.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Thank
But
you.
Can I ask you industry?
Isn't that tainted?
Right. Can I ask you another industry? I want to go
ahead.
back to something that you said before. You said that it's coming in a cycle, right?
Yes.
Do you entertainment? Just that whole industry is at the end of the day is driven by the dollar,
Yes, it is.
right? So
Yes, it is.
so they will put NWA out front. And give them every single thing that they need to make the dollar, and just totally ignore what's happening, what the message is saying, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
So looking at entertainment now, the things that we are entertained by is so dark. Some of it's funny. I'm gonna be transparent.
Give me an example.
I'm sorry.
Give us an example.
I'm
Some of
sorry.
it is funny.
I'm sometimes some of them reality shows when you
Okay.
see that drink fly.
Oh, I get
it's just
sad.
funny.
That's sad.
Yeah.
It's
you got
sad.
to
That
pray
makes
for me,
me
Charnele.
sad.
I got this.
But no, that's okay.
I'm entertained by ignorance sometimes.
No,
I'm
but
sorry.
you're keeping it real. I mean, it saddens me. I don't like.
So do you think that's? And I could be wrong. I'm optimistic, but I feel like it's so negativity is so entertaining.
Yeah.
At this point in time, do you really think?
Yeah,
that
but
it'll
look at it.
come
But we
back?
got to look. But what did the Bible said? It says that it's going to do this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so I'm not surprised
Right.
Yeah.
that it's happening.
Yeah.
But I think this, with, I always say African American dollars. Look at Wakanda. Man, we came out in droves.
Yeah.
I mean, we dressed up.
Yeah.
We started dancing out of the
Yeah.
theater.
Yeah.
But then Sally has a movie a week later and nobody goes.
Right. Thurgood Marshall. Why
you.
Why didn't we do that for that
I know,
movie?
but I think that I don't know what it is. Once again, I always veer back to that Willie Lynch that we're being set in our minds about what we need to do and what we don't need to do. But if we realize how much power we have, the dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got kids in the ghetto and their mamas are giving them $400 Nikes.
Right.
They got some money up in there.
There's money going on. Yeah.
You know what
Go
I mean?
ahead.
But the dollars are there, but we have to redirect them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit of a reality junkie. You
Okay.
know what
Are
I
you?
mean? I am.
Yes,
I
she
am.
is.
I am. I'm a bit of a reality
Okay.
junkie, but
Okay.
what I see, and I may be wrong, voice your opinions. The reality of reality is basically some of the people of today's reality. So they identify with it, they relate with it. You have the girl on TV that's beefing with the other girl in the
Gotcha.
hood.
I see what you're saying.
And they
Right.
fussing over this
Right,
guy.
right.
Or they trying to get their career popping, so they're
Right.
stepping on each other's neck to
Toes,
try
yeah.
to.
But here's the
get
question, though.
money.
Yeah.
Why isn't Hollywood, Black Hollywood entertainment period, not trying to go back and put the doctor and the lawyer on
Right.
TV, the positive stuff?
Right.
We putting the flying drinks on there on every
you
network.
have to look at it like this. Tiana Taylor and her guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's cute.
Okay.
It's
It's
loving.
cute.
Okay.
You know, they have a nice relationship
family.
going on. But the people that I've encountered about the show, because I watch it,
Okay.
I don't like it. it's too corny. It
See,
seems
that's
too corny.
okay.
scary.
Since it's too-
'Cause I
okay.
said that's scary
You know what
when
I
you say it's too corny. That's scary because what we're doing is we're teaching our little girls that in order to get ahead, we have to backbite. We have to, talk about each other. We have to not be cohesive, and that's what scares me. And I just wish the parents would let them know it's reality, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's scripted.
Yeah.
What they're doing is they're putting people in situations,
Right.
and they're doing what they need to do.
Right.
And I just think that some of they just got a bad acting, but people got used to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not real.
Yeah. So in your school,
It's
do
not
you
real.
teach? Is there like a moral aptitude somewhere in the curriculum?
Yeah, actually,
As far as versus the chasing the dollar.
Yeah, I always tell them. Also too, your purpose. I always go back to that. Your purpose, and it's something you love to do. Go for it. And then have God first. That's important because you're going to need it out there.
Yeah.
You can't be stripped. You can't be out there by yourself. You will fall. You will go into the abyss, and we've seen it done.
Yeah. I mean, as a black, as an African American in Hollywood, how much of the Oscars and stuff that everybody is like, we get
I'm glad
shorthanded.
you brought that up.
Hey,
Okay. To be honest, I'm probably going to get some flack, and I really don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about them. I don't care about the Oscars. Give me the money.
Yeah.
I don't care about a statue. That
Absolutely.
scares
I
me.
respect
Those
that.
statue things.
yeah,
I know that's right.
You know
I
what I'm
respect
saying? When you start glorifying these statues,
Yeah.
and in order to,
Like
in order
Movie.
for you to be successful, these people that are going to tell you that you're accepted and we like you.
Here's your
When I
statue.
was born,
Yeah.
I was liked because God made me.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need that. Give me the money. I'm sorry.
Give me that money.
I'm not taking away from people that want the statues. I think it's wonderful. But with me, there's no value in it to me.
But it's today. It's today's society with social media and everything
Yeah.
else. If you have the most followers,
Yeah.
if you're like
Right.
you to get the most likes, you know what? They think that I've arrived.
Yeah.
But behind some of those likes and behind some of those followers, you have
Emptiness.
absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
But they pay.
It's a struggle.
God, do you understand? You can get 1 million followers tomorrow if you have the money.
if you have the money for it, yeah.
So how do you how do you combat? And you were a child star, basically. I mean,
No, I
teen
wasn't a
star.
child.
well, I mean,
No, I
you know,
wasn't a teen.
you look like
to
a
us,
teen,
I
baby.
wasn't a teen.
How did you combat just that quest for fame and staying grounded? And we see what happened to Kurt Cobain and Corey Haim.
Yeah.
Just all these stories.
But it's not about the fame. It's about doing good work and what you're meant to do. See, I mean, if people chase fame, I always tell my actors, I'm not the one for you. Because you can touch them and you can be famous, you can be infamous. Go down Rodeo Drive and be naked, on a white horse with a long blonde wig, and then you become famous. So we have to really redefine what fame is.
Are you still active in acting or looking for roles?
I'm ready to go back. I just gotta get this 50 pounds off, man. Papa Dose has been
You-
good to me.
you look
got
beautiful,
me.
ma'am. You look
I gotta
beautiful.
go.
You look
Thank you. I need to
beautiful.
get this 50 pounds off. I'll go back in.
One more time, your school, if anybody wants to come to it, how to get in
yes.
touch with you.
Yes, the school, actually, the number, can I give out the number? Is that okay?
please.
310-491-4916. That's 310-491-4916. A 6-week program for kids and adults. It's really wonderful. Come on through. And also, do really quickly, we're having a play that I wrote called Changes the Musical with my business partner, Andre Petrie, which is going to be in Lake Charles.
Very nice.
In August 4th.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Social media. Are you on social media?
Yeah.
Why you said it like that?
You said it like unfortunately. Yeah.
I gotta be on this thing. You want to give it out?
I don't even know what they are.
No,
I know
yeah,
my
yeah.
Facebook.
Google. Do your
and
Googles.
Twitter and,
Do your Googles.
Instagram.
That whole thing.
All that.
Charnele Brown, a.k.a. Kimberly Reese. Saints, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching this on the Facebook, whatever platform, go ahead and stretch your hands out. Take us out with a prayer.
Oh, Heavenly Father, we come before you as humble as we know how. Lord, I want to thank you for this station. I want to thank you for the love that's in this building. Lord, I want to thank you for the purpose that you have on our lives. We love you, we respect you, and you are our Father. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. God bless the beach. We